in our journey, we have learned that there's no supremacy. And
there's no what?
There's no supremacy.
Okay.
You can just put everything down that I'm the CEO, I can't do this, you have to do it. Okay, I agree to the point. But when you involve people in, they start taking things very easily. It's like, if they're not doing it, they can't really expect my, questioning them. They don't expect such things. They are like, it's okay if they're not working. So how to pull that power, pull that thing back and say you have to work, either work or leave.
Do you have job descriptions?
Yeah.
No. Do you have goals for each employee? No.
But we usually sit together and say, okay, this has to be done in this way, and this has to be done in this way.
And how do you hold them accountable for that? How do you hold them accountable if they don't do it?
We have a Trello card, and if there is no update, I just put any update here. So if there is no update, I can't really go. I have to skip that area, either to walk out or just to vent my anger. It's like, I can't really question. I think that's my flaw.
Why can't you question?
I just say, why isn't this done? And if there's no answer, there's no answer.
Wow. Okay. I guess a couple things. Job descriptions, timelines, objectives that they have to meet, and the way you want them to meet them. Make them, I would put together a document for each one of these employees, sit down with them and tell them what their goals are and their objectives and your expectations. How many employees do you have?
We don't have employees, we are 2 partners and then 3 interns.
3 interns. Are you paying them?
Yeah, stipend,
okay.
Yes.
Stipends. Are you talking more about your partner? That's a whole nother issue.
I don't know, but yes, I open up. If something is not working, I open up to them, and if something is working, I do open up.
I mean, are the interns not getting done what you need done because they don't know how to do it? Or is that the problem? Or is it they're interns and they feel like they don't have to work very hard?
It's like when they come in, they say, yes, we're ready to work, we are free, we're done with our exams, and we're done with everything. But when they put, when they come up with working, like we're sick, we have things to do, we have our test.
Then you can't keep them around because you're wasting your time. I mean, you might be able to hire one person full-time and get more done than having 3 interns that decide they want to go out. You know, they want to go to the park for the day or something. You know, I think is interns just a way to save money from hiring a full-time person here? Or are you just trying to get some labor from, I mean, what's the vision behind, I mean, what's?
The thing is that, yes, if we hire a full-time programmer, that's going to cost a lot.
A lot.
So we divided our work into 3 modules and we hired 3 interns.
Okay.
We gave each intern 1 module. So none of them was done with any of the modules.
Would it be better to do freelancers? I mean, would it be better to hire a freelancer to do each module?
Maybe yes.
Okay.
We could try that out.
I mean, I would just look at a different structure because obviously interns aren't cutting it and not making it work for you. Are they talented when they want to work? Or do you have to spend a lot of time fixing what they do?
No, actually we ask for a report back. So if that thing is not done, it's not on the report. So it's just like we are not getting the way we had visioned it. So yes, I just feel that they're very open. They're very, I mean,
casual.
They get cheesy with me if they're not done. Like this is nothing to joke around, and you know.
Then you know what the decision is, don't you?
It's hard to change people on a project every now and then. It's like
I understand.
because you have to start from scratch. What wireframes, what had to be done.
But how far are you behind on this project now?
Sorry?
How far are you behind on this project now?
If things had gone the way we had figured it out, we would have done it right now. But we are just done with one feature.
So how much longer will it take you?
Maybe in 3 months.
Is that because of the interns?
It's because I don't know programming myself, so I have to depend on each of the things they come up with.
Okay.
So do I have to learn programming?
Technical co-founder.
Yeah.
I already have a co-founder.
Is he technical?
Not that much, even she's not technical.
It sounds like you need a new team. Let's leave it at that. I'll let you make that decision, but it sounds like you need a new team. It doesn't sound like that team is going to get you to where you need to be, so it's time to make a change.
And maybe starting all over again is not going to delay it as much as people with you and letting them delay it.
Yeah. And the pain that it's causing you and the mental anguish that it's causing you to go through this. Not worth it. Any other questions?
Yeah, so when you started your own business and you had this great idea of what product, how did you know that it would sell in the market? Did you identify a gap, or did you think that your product was better?
I wish. So his question was, how did we know that the product was going to be a success, or how did we have so much confidence in the product? My business partner's an MBA. My education's in political science. But I had been in business and a consultant for a long time in business. And we made the worst business decision to buy this product ever. So the company, when we bought the company, it was a one-product company. And my lawyer and an accountant said, I am going to disown you if you buy this company. He had no books. He took us to the bank and said, look, my company makes money. He opened a bank deposit box and he had cash in there. And so he thought he was rich. It was a terrible case study. It was hard to deliver. It was a live product. It was a live animal and it had water in the container. It was a terrible product. But we fell in love with it, and we felt, what did it for me was we went to a consumer show. It was, we have these exhibitions all over the country pretty much every weekend. Some are selling pet things and children's toys, and so we went to a couple of those before we bought the company. And every weekend, we went to 2 of these before we bought the company, and all day for 3 days during these expos, the children were going crazy over this product. And we had kids six deep all weekend. And so we knew we had something. We knew that we had to figure out how to scale it. We had to figure out how to package it. We had to figure out how to ship it. And we had to figure out how to do that. We had to do that in a very short period of time. But we just fell in love. I don't know that we knew. I mean, if you'd asked me, was there any science or did we do any case studies? No, it was just the fact that we would go to these shows and the kids were just going crazy over it. So we knew that they would do that in the stores, right? We knew that if we had it in retail stores and we had it on a national level, that it would take off. And that product was a toy of the year. And it did take off when we finally made that leap into the stores. But initially, I tried to give it away. When I was getting kicked out of toy stores, I would say, look, let me put this in consignment. I'll give you the product. I'll give you the first box of the product and show you that it'll sell. And they just didn't want anything to do with it. And because what I didn't know about that business was most of these stores had a system. So they'd get a catalog, right? And they had a catalog and they had a sales rep, and the sales rep would come in and say, well, you need to buy this, 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 and this. This is selling across the country. And so they placed their order and they'd get their shipment. They didn't do cold calling. Nobody just walked into their store and sold them a product. And I didn't really know that. I didn't know what I was doing. Just to answer your question, we didn't know, but we believed.
Sometimes in your business, you have to go and get some big shots on board with you. So how do you go to some organization that you know is working well, and how do you sell your product to them? When you know they have a substitute product, it may be not as good as you, but still you feel that there is a need and there is a market in the gap. But you cannot figure out how to interact with them or how to go and sell your ideas to them, or how to make contact with them.
So the question is, how do you make contact with a bigger company that you need to partner with? I think be relentless about it. I mean, I've stood outside the door waiting for a toy store owner. You know, I've waited for them to get to work. I've gone and sat in the parking lot at 7 o'clock in the morning and waited for them to get there. And I knew that they weren't going to see me if I came in during regular hours. So I think you have to do whatever you have to do. Set up appointments with people under them, find somebody that knows them, connect with them on social media first. Do whatever you have to do. I don't know. Again, sometimes you just have to track them down, you know. I mean, you have to do it in a professional way, but write them a letter, write them a note. I don't know what's culturally acceptable, but I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah. Don't be shy. Look, if there are people that can help your business, do not be shy about asking. I mean, if you know that you need them, be upfront about it. And if you have something good to offer them, you know, business, people are always open to business opportunities. If you have something to offer them that they need, that helps you too, it's likely they'll see you. Yes?
Okay, so if you have an investor and you kind of think that they're interested in investing, but you don't know how to block them, so how do you do that? How do you bring them to a point where they're like, yes, I'm now absolutely ready to invest, give out that check?
So you've got somebody that's thinking about investing?
Yeah.
And you want to push them over the edge?
Yeah.
Okay. How long have you been operating? Or what are they saying to you? What's when they tell you they're thinking about it, or what do they say to you?
Basically, I've operated for 7 years before already, and now I'm basically starting a new thing. So technically, they have my credentials and they know about me already. So on that basis, they can invest, but what they're unsure of is the product line. And although it's a similar product, but I guess they're just kind of doubtful about me, considering that I'm very young and they're very old people.
Is that a negotiating position, or is it a truly they're hesitant about the product?
They're not hesitant about the product, they're more hesitant about me
as leading the company?
Yeah.
Okay. Why? Have they said why? And how do you know that?
I can feel it.
You can feel it?
Yeah.
Then why do you want them as a partner? If they don't want you, why do you want them?
Well, everybody needs investors.
Other investors. Look, I'm being honest with you. If they don't want you, don't chase them. You want to partner with somebody that sees you and values what you do. We're investing in you. When I invest in a company, I'm investing in the CEO or the founder. I'm not looking to get rid of the founder. I'm not looking to replace the founder. I don't want to come in and run the company. I'm investing because that person had an idea and a passion and a dream and a vision. So if your founders don't appreciate you who came up. You came up with this line and stuff. What are they? What are they hesitant? They think that they need somebody more seasoned, more experienced to run the product line.
Yeah.
Actually, I get that feeling as well regularly. I go into meetings and they keep asking me, so who's...
Or is it because you're a woman?
I think it's
Women and being young, they keep saying, okay, and I say, I'm the director. Okay, but who's the CEO? It's like, I'm the CEO. I own the company. You mean your husband owns the company? No, I mean, I own the company. So I end up having this argument with like this, principal of some school without fail, every time. So then I have to tell them, oh, look, I'm married and I have 2 kids, so I'm old enough to have, some kind of respect in your eyes or something. So that is something that we I can at least put on that card, but there's a lot of people here who don't. Which
I hope makes you more determined. Look, you're probably going to fight that forever. And that's sad. And you shouldn't have to. I guess I just don't believe, if somebody doesn't believe in me, I don't spend a lot of time with them. I don't spend a lot of time and chase them. I don't mind working hard to prove that the company is worth an investment. I don't mind bending over backwards to show that what we're doing is a good investment. But if they don't invest in you and they invest in the company, they're going to get rid of you, right? So they might invest in the company now, but then they're going to replace you, and they're going to have control. So I guess it's a matter of what you're willing to do, but I wouldn't want to give up control, because you're going to fight that. If they don't believe in you now, they're not going to ever believe in you. Yes?
10 minutes.
Okay, 10 minutes. Yes?
So for a very early stage startup, what should be the best priority for the founder or for the person who's leading it? Selling the services very low just to sustain the prospective customers, not very low but a bit low, just because you sustain the prospective customers, or just to have that thing in your mind that when you use services just because you use it, either person.
I'm trying to hear you. So what?
Yeah, okay, I can repeat the question. So for a very early stage startup person, what should be the best priority? First, that selling services a bit low because you want to sustain your customers, prospective customers, you are the first time entering into the market, or you should have the thing of valuing your own services, because if you won't value it, the person you're dealing with won't value it, and it won't have an exponential growth. What's the best way?
Well, there are a lot of pricing strategies, obviously. The question for her was, does she price low to get entrance into the market, or price where she thinks where you think it should be, based on its value?